everybody doing? Hello, hello. No, I'm not talking to you, Bubbles. Go relax, buddy. Go lay down. Go lay down, buddy. What's up, everybody? As soon as I start talking, Bubbles gets up. My dog gets up and runs to me. He's like, "Oh, you talking to me?" No, buddy, not talking to you. Not talking to you. I'm talking to the internets. I'm talking to the little piggies out there. What's up, my little piggies? Should that be a thing? Should I just... The pink trip piggies? Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's kind of rude. Kind of rude. What's up, everybody? Hello? Howdy. Howdy, everybody. How's it doing? JL Dubs, what's up, buddy? Hole and Dan Sock, how you doing? Thomas Parks. Rabbits Dynamite, JL Dubs, everybody, the regulars, AXA. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good. Guys, we're going to get the Epstein files. It's for sure this time. This time, you know, it's not like a girlfriend who's lied to you like 100 times over and it's like, oh, you're just lying again, right? No. This time it's for real. This time we're going to get the Epstein files. And it's all thanks to Trump, because this would have never happened without Trump. So he finally signed the bill, the Epstein Transparency Act. Apparently, there's 30 days now to release the files. Okay. Check back in 30 days, guys. I don't think we're going to get anything. I think they're probably going to open another investigation and be like, oh, we need to open another investigation, and that'll be the reason that we don't get the files, or we'll get a bunch of redacted bullshit. It's I'm not getting my hopes up about this, but you know, hey, I guess it's a good sign. I guess. See, Trump, I have just released the bill to release the Epstein files. Jeffrey Epstein, who was charged, this is Trump's message, by the way, today from a little while ago, probably about 2 hours ago. Jeffrey Epstein, who was charged by the Trump Justice Department in 2019, not the Democrats, was a lifelong Democrat, donated thousands of dollars to Democrat politicians, and was deeply associated with many well-known Democrat figures such as Bill Clinton, who traveled on his plane 25 times, Larry Summers, who just resigned from many boards, including Harvard, sleazebag political activist Reid Hoffman, minority leader Hakeem Jeffries, who asked Epstein to donate to his campaign after Epstein was charged. Okay, so it's clear what's going on here. This is, yeah. Like, oh, you try to make the Epstein files, you try to stick that shit on me, I'm going to stick that shit on you. Both sides, man. This is definitely one of those situations where both sides. Let's skip ahead a little bit. I asked Speaker of the House Mike Johnson and the Senate Majority Leader John Thune to pass this bill in the House and Senate, respectively. Because of this request, the votes were almost unanimous in favor of passage. It's all Trump, guys. We have Trump to thank for this. Just forget about all the flip flops. You know, it's a hoax. You're not a supporter if you're still talking about the Epstein file. Forget all that. This is all because of Trump. It's all because of Trump, guys. Where do we go? Where did I leave off here? At my direction, the Department of Justice has already turned over close to 50,000 pages of documents to Congress. Do not forget the Biden administration did not turn over a single file or page related to Democrat Epstein. True. Nor did they ever even speak about him. Democrats have used the Epstein issue, which affects them more than the Republican Party, in order to try and distract from our amazing victories, including the great big beautiful tax bill cut, strong borders, no men and women's sports or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, lowering prices, biggest tax and regulation cuts in history. Okay, so yeah, guys, let's all bow down and say, thank you, Trump. Thank you, Trump. Yeah, okay. Again, I think this is all it's all a dog and pony show, man. I don't think we're going to get shit. But I hope I'm wrong. Just Thomas Massey. Trump just signed the Epstein Files Transparency Act that Ro Khanna and I forced through Congress. AG Pam Bondi now has 30 days to release the files. In general, not later than 30 days after the date of enactment of this act, the Attorney General shall, subject to subsection, make publicly available in a searchable and downloadable format all unclassified records, documents, communications, and investigative materials in the possession of the Department of Justice, including the Federal Bureau of Investigations and United States Attorney offices that relate to, obviously, Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. 30 days, boys. 30 days until we finally get some transparency. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Here's more of Massey. Thomas Massey. Epstein had close ties to our intelligence agency in Israel's intelligence agencies. That's why they're trying to stop this. Massey, I hope he's got good security, bro. I hope he's got good security. Massey, yeah, maybe stay away from crowds, hang out at home for a while, at least for 30 days. I don't know, man. But let's hear what Massey has to say. By the way, guys, if you're here and you're enjoying the show and you want to support the show, show some respect to that little thumbs up button. Give it a little smackaroo. It's very much appreciated. Let's hear what Massey has to say.
It's that simple.
Why do you think he is working so hard not to get them released for so many months? What do you think the real reason is?
These files implicate billionaires and friends of his and political donors that he's trying to protect. And Epstein also had close ties to our own intelligence agencies and Israel's intelligence agencies. That's why there's so much effort in trying to stop this. And I do believe they'll try to stop it somewhere else.
Sock became a member. Hole in Dan's
absolutely
Sock
right.
Celebrates 3 months of
What's up,
membership. Smash like please.
All
Rose
right.
emoji.
You
Sad
smash.
face emoji. Folded hands emoji.
Smash the like. Dude, I got to get these emojis uploaded for you, Dan. I have them. I just got to upload them and fucking get them working. But yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you for the 3 months membership. And yeah, smash the thumbs up. Spocko, what's up, brother?
Spocko super chatted $19.
Yeah, I thought they were all there.
Pam should check her desk again.
It's such an embarrassment, bro. Like, what happened, Pam? I thought all the files were on your desk. We were going to have everything. And here we are. What is it, like almost a year fucking later? And yeah, okay, dude. It's crazy, man. It's one of the most embarrassing moments of Trump's entire tenure as a fucking president, dude. But thank you, Spocko. Much appreciated. Let's go back a little bit here.
In trying Israel's intelligence agencies. That's why there's so much effort in trying to stop this. And I do believe they'll try to stop it somewhere else. And that's going to backfire on them too.
So the president.
So yeah, I think that's really what explains this, like this level of cover up. There's got to be government fingerprints all over this shit. Intelligence agencies, yada, yada, yada. Politicians, high level fucking elite people across the board, man. Otherwise, you don't go to this length to cover something up unless it's pretty bad. Scott Adams. So let's hear, look, okay. I'm kind of black-pilled on the Epstein thing. I don't really trust that we're going to get transparency on it. Unfortunately, sorry. If you're white-pilled, great, good. Hopefully in 30 days, you'll be proven right. I'll be happy if you're proven right. But let's hear the white pill take from Scott Adams here. And shout out to Scott Adams. He's dealing with prostate cancer. Is it prostate cancer? And yeah. Hope he's doing good. Prayers for Scott.
I'm going to give you a little persuasion lesson on how well Trump is handling this. I know that doesn't sound possible, does it? Does it look like he's handled it well up to this point? No. If you're not paying attention to too much, it really doesn't look like he's handled it well.
So, Scott, you're trying to say, like, you're uninformed if you think Trump hasn't handled this well? This is like it's starting to remind me of some Q bullshit, where it's like, oh yeah, you think that Trump just fucked this up? Really, he's playing the long game and he's setting up a trap for the Democrats. And it's like, dude, come the fuck on, bro. He just destroyed everything, not everything, but most of his coalition. Told his voters like to fuck off if they care about the Epstein files. Like that's just cope, bro. That's just cope. He fucked it up. And now he's probably got no choice because of how unpopular his ratings, his approval rating is crashing hugely, bigly. So yeah. All right. Well, let's hear Scott out. Let's hear his take.
It looks like he was flailing around a little bit, didn't it? But he's now settled into a groove that is such a strong groove that I feel like all the rest of the stuff was just testing. He was just saying, how about this? Suppose I said this. What would happen if I said this? So he's just playing jazz. He's doing jazz. He's just winging it, bro. Like, let's try this note and see how that sounds. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Approach is that it's a Democrat problem, and he's going to put 3 faces on it instead of the hundreds of faces. He's going to pick 3 rich guys that probably even the left doesn't love because they're rich guys. And he's just going to paint them over and over again. Now, what does Trump say about talking about this? Trump says, well, it's a Democrat problem, and we Republicans should stop talking about it because it just takes attention away from all of our accomplishments. And then, because he doesn't want the left to talk about it, what do? Well, everybody on the left asks some questions about it every single time he's out. Every time. What does Trump do every time now? Every time now, going forward, he's going to say, it's a Democrat problem. It's Larry Summers.
So you're saying he planned this? This was his plan the whole time? This was his fucking 100D chess move? Come on, Scott. That's ridiculous.
It's Bill Clinton. It's Reid Hoffman. Now, I don't have an opinion about what those three people did or did not do. We're only talking about Trump's persuasion game. If he continues to do nothing but that, what are you going to think about whenever it comes up? You think about three rich Democrats. That's what you'll think about.
Yeah, Republicans will think that. Okay? Like the people, you think like you're going to convince the left? They're not going to be convinced. They're just still going to be hammering that it was Trump. Trump's mentioned 1,000 times in the emails, yada, yada, yada.
Now, that's sort of a home run, if you can do that. Now, the only way this could fail is if the Democrat press, the left-leaning press, all got together and said, we're going to kill ourselves with this. Because
Spocko super chatted $4.99. I love Scott, but that California weed has to be awesome.
Look, Scott's a smart guy, but he's not immune to bad takes. He's had a lot of them. But he's a good guy. He's smart. He's intelligent. But, nobody's bats 1,000%, And Scott's definitely not batting 1,000. He's probably batting like 280, maybe.
Every time we bring it up, now he just mentions these three Democrats and says it's a Democrat problem. Now, if you're a regular consumer of news, not like us, probably none of us are ordinary people. We pay a little more attention about politics, which is why you'd be watching this podcast in the first place. But think about the average person. How much do they know about Epstein? Well, he was a pedo. He was on an island. They know the basics, but they don't know any of the details because it's something that only the news nerds seem to be involved in. So now Trump has done something that is brilliant, which he's filled in that gap for the low information voters. If you wanted to have something to say that would sort of capture the whole situation, it would be this. Well, looks like a Democrat problem. I don't know why you're even talking to the Republicans.
Yeah, but it's not just a Democrat problem, Scott. It's an entire it's like the idea that you're going to be able to just make this seem like a Democrat problem and that's going to stick is you're fooling yourself. You're buying into a delusion, dude. People know it's not just a Republican issue, dude. People probably on both sides know it's not just a Republican or Democrat issue. It's a whole of government issue.
Yeah, but it's kind of a Democrat problem. So when the Democrats work this out, why don't you get back to us? Well, but
is that true? Redacted says, Pink Trip, 30 days from today is Friday, December 19th, 2025. The same day 3i Atlas will be closest to Earth. Oh, okay. So yeah, that makes sense. The world's going to end, so they're not going to have to release the Epstein files. Just put it the same day that the aliens show up and take over, and nobody's going to care about the Epstein files anymore. That's an interesting conspiracy, Redacted. Interesting, brother.
But there was that time and Trump and blah blah blah, and then Trump has the floor. They've accused him, and then he says, "Yeah, it's a Democrat problem." Larry Summers, Bill Clinton, and every time he repeats it, it gets stronger. So they're going to give him.
I'll be honest. It does seem like to be a worse problem for the Democrats, especially like we're going to go over that later, in a little while after this. I think that chick who was like literally in a Congress hearing in a congressional hearing is literally taking advice from Epstein about the questions to ask. And like, that's weird, bro. Like, how many of you guys were literally on there fucking talking to Epstein all day, getting advice on how to take down Trump? Like, this does seem to be more of a Democrat problem, but it's not genuine to try to pretend like it's not also the Republicans and it's just a Democrat problem. But it does seem like it is more of a Democrat problem from what I'm seeing.
They can't help themselves. The news is the news. They're going to act the way they always act. They're going to give Trump unlimited opportunities to do the thing that he says, please don't do this to me. Please don't throw me in the briar patch. If you throw me in the briar patch, what am I going to do except talk about endlessly how it's these 3 Democrats who are the Epstein people you need to know about, and that maybe the Department of Justice needs to look into them. No, don't make me talk about that 3 times a day. No.
The problem is, in order for people to believe they're getting true transparency, if it's just one-sided, they're going to think it's not transparent. They're going to think it's a hit piece. So if what we get in 30 days is there's no mention of Republicans and it's all mention of Democrats, people, rightfully so, are going to be like, they scrubbed it. They just left all the Democrat shit in there. For me to believe it, I need to see Republicans' names in there as well. I'm sorry, I do. I need to see both sides because there's no way it was just Democrats. There's no way.
He's sort of in a perfect situation. Now, as I said when I started, he was kind of flailing in the early stages of, we're going to have to figure out this Epstein thing. But when he finally went from, no, we don't want to see the files, a complete flip to, yep, let's see them all. That's when you knew he had a grasp of the situation.
Okay, yeah. Or some people believe they just needed time to scrub shit. They needed more time to scrub, so they could present the narrative they want. Who knows if that's true, but I mean, we're talking about the fucking government here. They're not going to be very open to transparency when it comes to their shit. Transparency when it comes to other people's shit, fine. But when it comes to the government itself, no. It'll be a long time before that fucking happens, bro.
Because
it would be nice though. Because how are we supposed to, as citizens, how are we supposed to make informed choices about shit like this if we're constantly having everything hidden from us? Like you're a CEO of a company and like every like middle manager is like hiding everything from you. It's like, oh, well, how the fuck am I supposed to run this company if I don't know what the fuck is going on?
Really reverse show them all. Now, this would presume that we see anything. I'm not sure that that's going to happen. So there are a few things that are going to happen. One, we might see some files that tell us something new. Probably not. But at the very least, it's going to give Trump and
Spocko super
North
chatted
Fox Island, huh?
$4.99. Republicans already had an island. North Fox Island in Michigan. Sick shit.
Dude, I'm out of the loop. That's the first time I'm hearing about North Fox Island in Michigan. I gotta look that up.
endless possibilities.
These islands, bro. Anybody ever invites you to an island, you just say no. I don't care what island it is. We'd stay away from islands, okay? Just stay away.
For blaming the Democrats and saying Epstein's just a Democrat problem until everybody believes it. I've told you that persuasion is mostly repetition, and he's going to have the biggest repetition opportunity anybody ever had, and he's just going to lean into it until you're so tired of hearing him say that Epstein is a Democrat problem that you stop asking him questions about Epstein. And that's fine too.
That's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. We'll keep listening to a little bit. But
So Trump has now created a
this is just so much cope, bro. This is so much cope.
situation where he kind of wins in every direction, right? Because now he's for full transparency, so he's invulnerable on that. And he's just repeating over and over the Democrat, it's a Democrat thing, it's a Democrat hoax.
Was Scott Q the whole time? Is that who? Maybe we figured out who Q is. I heard Q was actually like an Israeli intelligence thing. I thought that from the beginning too. I was like, this is weird. And like, I was like, man, if you want to like mislead the Trump supporters to like go off into these weird fucking rabbit holes of like nonsense, That's pretty smart. So it wouldn't be surprising if Q was like an intelligence operation. I also think flat Earth too. I think flat Earth was almost like a test. Like, how stupid are people? Can we convince them the Earth is flat? Let's see. Let's see. If we can convince people the Earth is flat, we can definitely lock down the fucking government and tell everybody to stay home and wear a mask and distance 6 feet. And yeah, I don't know. I think they found out how stupid people really are and how they can be led to believe stupid shit. But yeah, I mean, there are people out there who are seeing this as a win. I think that the only way this could have been a win is if this would have been the move right off the bat. If right off the bat it would have been like, here's everything, even the mentions of me, the thousands of mentions in the email. And it's not like a lot of these emails, they keep saying, well, Trump was mentioned over 1,000 times in Epstein's emails. Well, yeah, well, this is while Trump was president and everybody was talking about Trump and Epstein was talking about Trump and they were trying to figure out how to take down Trump and whether they should help Trump. And it seems like very clearly that like Epstein was kind of scared of Trump. So that's, to me, is more evidence that Epstein probably didn't have blackmail on Trump, which makes this move for me, because I don't believe Trump was, effing children or doing any of the crazy shit with Epstein. I could be wrong. I don't think he was. That's what makes it so bad. Like, you're just doing this just to protect the thing that we voted you to go to war against. That sucks. Joe Rogan talking about it. He says, I heard there's no Epstein files. I heard it's a hoax. And then all of a sudden, he's going to release the files. Yeah. Things from today's episode.
The Epstein files.
I heard there's no files. I heard it's a hoax. And then all of a sudden, he's going to release the files. Well, I thought there was no files.
Man.
He wants an investigation now.
Listen.
Like, what is going on?
They voted 427 to 1.
Who was the one?
Whoa, who's the one?
That's what everybody asks. Wait. Who's the one? Clay fucking Higgins, bro. Based ass Louisianan Clay fucking Higgins, dude. Everybody liked that guy, but yeah, I get it. Oh, this is not normal. This is outside of how we do things in the law, and it's like, fuck them. I don't care. And then like Mike Johnson, well, if we do this, we're going to release all this information that's going to hurt our government agencies. Fuck them. This is how I feel at this point. We need transparency. And it seems like they're just convenient excuses for you guys to fucking keep burying shit.
I didn't see why he said, but he did.
National security.
Let me pull it
No
up.
fucking way you gonna be the one. No, if you found out all of Congress voted for something and you the only one that didn't, can you change your vote? You can't be the one, guy.
It should be that it has to be like no one can know what the vote is before you do it.
Bro, I would love to hear his reason. How you the one?
Well, I was feeling like, let's move past it and let's get on with our business. And
Bro, you can't move past it.
These billionaires are good people. Okay?
You can't move past
They're
it.
good,
Clay
solid people.
Higgins was the one.
Who?
Clay Higgins.
Where's he out of?
Arkansas.
Louisiana.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
there
knew
he
it was one of
goes.
them.
Yeah.
One of
Somebody got to him.
one of the bottom 10 in education or something like that.
Somebody got to him. That's crazy, though. 420 to 1.
I have been.
I guess Clay's standing on business, bro. Look, I gotta pull up this video. It's been so long since I watched it. Clay Higgins sheriff video. So you guys can remember who this guy is. 'Cause you'll probably remember when you see this video, it'd be, oh, that's Clay Higgins.
The Gremlin Street.
Everybody was loving this guy 9 years ago. This was such a based video. And now he's voting against the Epstein files. Hilarious. Yeah, this is Clay Higgins, in case you don't remember.
The Gremlin Street Gang is responsible for hundreds of violent crimes, murders, armed robberies, witness intimidation, burglaries, drug trafficking, extortion, and brutal beatings. We've arrested 10 of these thugs and have warrants on 7 more. Every one of these animals is most definitely armed and dangerous. Darren Carter, Aaron Carter, Travis Cooper, Cody Guidry, Jaron Diggs, Kirkland Demochet, and Jonathan Landry. We have felony warrants for your arrest. You will be hunted, you will be tracked, and if you raise your weapon to a man like me, we'll return fire with superior fire. Darren Carter, you think men like these are afraid of an uneducated, 125-pound punk like you that's never won a fair fight in your life and holds your gun sideways? Young man, I'll meet you on solid ground anytime, anywhere, light or heavy. Makes no difference to me. You won't walk away. Look at you. Men like us, son, we do dumbbell presses with weights bigger than you. And the convicts in jail, most of those men are good people who just found themselves crossed with the law. They're not evil, and they don't respect you or any punk like you. They'll toss you around like a rag doll. I encourage every citizen watching this to look into your own heart and find the American courage that conquers all evil.
All it took was one based video of him sitting there holding a rifle, and his whole career, everybody loved this. The next thing you know, he's elected. He's a politician now. And he went from this to, yeah, I don't think we should release the Epstein files, guys. This is abnormal. This is not the way proper legal procedure is done. Look, I get that argument, but like I said last night, this is not normal shit, okay? We have to go outside of normal behavior when we're trying to tackle something that involves the government itself covering up its own wrongdoing. So, sorry, Clay. You were based 9 years ago. I don't know what happened to you, bro. I don't know what happened. Where's this one? So, yeah, okay. It's getting so much worse for Democrats as the Epstein files are backfiring massively. We'll see, but she does kind of get destroyed here, because that is a good point when the Democrats try to act like they're all for it when, like, they didn't even talk about it when they were in office. And now as soon as Trump's in office, they're all for it. They're all for it. I wonder if the Democrats didn't talk about it and were busy like scrubbing it of all the Democrat shit. And then now that like Trump got in, Trump's got a delay because now he's got to go in and re-scrub it to get rid of all the Republican shit. And at the end of the day, we're going to get nothing because both sides already fucking scrubbed everything in their term of having control over it. We'll see.
Why wasn't there more clamor in the Biden administration to make sure that these files were released?
Well, I can't speak to that. What I will say is Donald Trump ran on the release of the Epstein files.
But Congressman, I just want to jump in there because...
Yeah. Don't let her fucking do that shit. You know the game she's playing. Get her. Get this bald chick, dude. It's crazy when chicks go straight bald like this. I mean, maybe she's got alopecia or some medical issue. Otherwise, like, what are you doing? Do you want to look like a weird fucking alien from fucking Mars or some shit? Is that what you're going for? Some 1950s sci-fi alien? Is that what you're looking at? Grow your hair, ladies. Look, one of the sexiest thing about women is when they have long, beautiful hair. You take that away, like you're literally like taking your power levels and dropping them down to like 1 out of 10 when you do this. Please, ladies, stop. Okay? Unless you have cancer or some medical issue, then God bless you. I love you, okay? Otherwise, keep your long, beautiful hair.
Jeffrey Epstein died in a jail cell in 2019. Yes, Ghislaine Maxwell, who you referred to, was prosecuted, convicted in 2021. But President Biden was in office, Democrats were in office, and could have pushed for this very argument to make sure that survivors were honored.
Sure. And all I'm saying is that...
Why wasn't there more...
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was a good comeback. That was a good one. Did you even think maybe they might ask that question? Maybe you would have had a better comeback? Newly uncovered video reveals the moment. This is the one I was talking about. House Oversight Democrat Stacey Plaskett, who was in, I believe, 2019. Yeah. She was in the middle of a hearing taking fucking advice from Jeffrey Epstein. It's wild. And this, because the emails are timestamped, people were able to go back and find the exact moment in time when she was at this hearing and getting texted from Jeffrey Epstein and advice on what questions to ask. It's insane, bro. This is probably one of the most damning things I've seen. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Jeffrey Epstein's like literally advising you fuckers? That's a really bad look, bro. Yes, this one covers it all. This is a good video. Excuse me, guys. A little burpy burp.
This was when Barack Obama was president of the United States.
Hold on. Okay, let me get. So this is the first text, right? So this has all been timestamped. 10:40 a.m., 7:41 2 a.m. I think because they're 4 hours behind. And it starts off with Epstein saying, "Are you chewing?" He's like trolling her, dude. I mean, that's pretty funny, Epstein. Oh, Epi. Oh, Epi's got a good sense of humor. Yeah, she's chewing on her own face, bro.
And while we were once
look at her, she is chewing.
struggling
Look at her.
neighborhood in Chicago. He commented.
She's like, bitch, are you fucking chewing on camera? What the fuck is wrong with you? You represent, because she represents the Virgin Islands, so that's like Epstein's rep, you know? That's his local fucking rep or whatever. Yeah, she was chewing, bro. She was chewing her head off.
That only black people could live that way.
She replies, not anymore. She figured out, oh, I must look stupid chewing on camera. Message, Cohn brought up Rona, keeper of the secrets. This is Epstein to her. You can see she's reading her text messages.
Yes, I will turn it over.
You, as my friend Mr. Meadows pointed out, misled this committee even to...
But they even got a nice zoom in on her doing it. Man, whoever this cameraman was, he's like Nostradamus. He must have known this moment in time would be important like 6 years later, because they zoomed right into this chick, dude.
Today in a written submission that contradicted your testimony. You have suggested you are going
So
to
she's asking for advice because she doesn't know who Rona is. Rona is like an advisor to Trump.
review that. Did you review? Are you going to review it in our next break to correct the record? Yes or no?
Yes.
Quick, I'm up next. Is that an acronym? Dumb broads, bro. These dumb fucking broads.
Question, you helped out the president's campaign or were involved in the campaign as a representative, as a spokesman, even in your words today.
And then Jeffrey's got to explain to her that's his assistant.
Was your idea for the campaign dating back to 2011.
So you got Dem reps over here literally getting advice from Epstein during the fucking hearings. Like, how fucking connected was this guy? Was this guy that connected where he's like literally any politician at any time, he's sending him an email and advising him what to do? That's a little creepy, bro. And I think this lets you know, this is a good little insight into why they're hiding this shit. Because I guarantee this is probably not just her. This is probably a ton of people in office that are basically in communication with Epstein 24/7 probably.
Is that accurate? Yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Weisenberg and other individuals, Ms. Rona. Who are those individuals? Are they with the Trump organization?
They
and
are.
Are there other people that we should be meeting with?
So Alan Weisselberg is the chief financial officer.
Remember this guy?
You got to quickly give us as many names as you can so we can get to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Ms. Rona, what is Ms. Rona's position?
Rona Graff is the Mr. Trump's executive.
So it looks like Epstein was working with Democrats to try to take down Trump. To me, that's a notch in Trump's belt to like, oh, why? If you were somebody who Epstein had dirt on, why would you be trying to take down Trump? It seems like that would be something you would do to somebody you had no control over and were actually scared of because he was a wild card.
Assistant.
And would she be able to corroborate many of the statements that you've made here?
Yes, her office is directly next to his, and she's...
But then Epstein says, good work. Good work.
Involved in...
That's nasty, bro.
That went on.
So yeah, that's one of the most craziest things that came out of this email leak. They all focused on Trump and the messages about Trump and all that. This is holy shit. A fucking Democrat in a hearing is literally taking advice on how to what questions to ask from Jeffrey Epstein. I think that's one of the most damning things. CNN reminds Democrat Stacey Plaskett that Epstein was a known sex offender when she was texting him. She brushes it off saying a lot of people commit crimes. I hope she should be done. Her career should be done after this.
I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a real friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have.
I don't believe you.
And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender.
Dude, they're not glazing these Democrats anymore. I love it, bro. I love it because like in the past, they would just glaze it over and just like let them say their thing and then just move on. Now they're like, but wait a minute. Epstein at the time was a known child trafficking, blah, 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 blah. This is good, dude. We need to do this to both sides. We can't let fucking politicians just keep getting away with everything. And then our media, who's our last line of defense, just fucking sits there and goes, okay, like a deer in headlights. Like, yeah, let's do your job. Be good at your job. Good job, lady.
And it had been detailed, all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of what we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender and it had been detailed, all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes. And as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can. I believe that Jeffrey.
Yeah. So, were you talking to Charlie Manson too? Why don't you get Ted Kaczynski in there? Ask some advice from Ted. Any serial killers in prison that you could get some advice from? I mean, serial killers are usually pretty intelligent. And everybody commits crimes, so what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Holy shit. Democrat rep, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how you say Grijalva refuses to condemn Stacey Plaskett's coordination with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein during a committee hearing. You would think this would be very easy to condemn, but nope.
Just to note, you did vote against this Republican attempt to censure Plaskett for her conversations with Epstein. But do you think
they tried to censor her? They voted that down.
There should be an ethics investigation that, a member of Congress, I know she's a Democratic colleague, was texting with a sexual predator in 2019.
Yeah, I think it's important for us to understand what that whole transaction was, having been able to see just what happened with my colleague and a attempt to censure him and Chuy Garcia. I know that most of the time when you hear one little snippet of what happened, it's not the full story. And so I reserve judgment until I hear the full story.
Just to note, you did
the full story. Okay. Yeah. What more do you need to know? She's in a fucking hearing taking advice from Jeffrey Epstein on how to conduct her hearing. What questions to ask, who's important. What more do you need to fucking know, bro? What more do you need to know? Well, but I wasn't friends with Epstein. I just took advice on him on the most important job in the world. Okay. Jesse Waters does a great job explaining how the Democrat Epstein hoax has already boomeranged back and seriously implicated Democrats who've now resigned their positions or should. Okay. I'd love to see this boomerang on Democrats, but I don't want to see it just hit Democrats. I want to see everybody responsible on both sides. I want to see them hit. And it's going to be hard to believe it if it's only Democrats. Okay. But this is more, it looks like I haven't watched this yet, but this looks like it's going to be more cope, to be honest.
The bill to release the Epstein files is headed to Trump's desk. It's passing through the House and Senate. The Epstein release has been a roller coaster. Is the ride over? We don't know. We know Democrats think it'll damage the president, but now it's backfiring on them big time. Remember, Epstein was a Democrat. He was a Democrat donor, and he hung out with Democrats and the liberal media at all of his homes. Larry Summers, who worked for both Clinton and Obama, was a pen pal with the pedo, even asking Epstein for dating advice. And now he's stepping down.
That's not a good look, bro. Of all people to ask for dating advice, Jeffrey Epstein. Hey, Jeffrey, how do I get laid? Just go to your local massage parlor, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. That's crazy. I mean, look at the guy. Well, I mean, I can understand. He needed help. He needs help because if you look like that, you're going to have a hard time getting laid. But yeah, maybe don't ask convicted pedophiles on advice on how to get laid. That's not good strategy. Okay, just a little heads up for future.
From his gig at Harvard. Oof. Bill Clinton was supposed to testify last month, but his lawyers are playing games. Careful, you can go to jail for ignoring a House subpoena. House Democrat Stacey Plaskett's also getting Epstein. She took thousands in donations from the predator, and he fed her questions during a congressional hearing.
Oh shit! So he wasn't a friend, right? No, he was just even more than that. He was a donor who probably had a lot of influence over everything you did. Not a good look, Plaskett, Plankett, whatever the fuck your dumbass name is.
Raskin says it was a perfect phone call.
They've arraigned a Democratic member for taking a phone call from her constituent, Jeffrey Epstein, in the middle of a hearing. And of course, I don't think there's any rule here against.
Yeah, it's so normal that you can just reach out to your fucking rep. Like I could just reach out to my local senator and he's going to take my call, right? Hey, any constituent can just sit there and text their representative while they're in a hearing and give them advice on what to say. It's normal. It's normal constituent fucking rep behavior. Come on, dude. This guy is so full of shit.
Taking phone calls in a hearing.
But all these Epstein revelations are suddenly making hips clam up.
Do you condemn Stacey Plaskett just talking to a sex trafficker during a hearing?
I haven't had a conversation with Stacey Plaskett.
But does that trouble you?
I have not had a conversation with Stacey Plaskett.
Well, we just found out why Hakeem doesn't want to answer any questions.
Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries.
Amazing
Not looking
Disgrace
good.
super chatted $5.
What's
I
up?
care most about compromised politicians. Victims can sue after we uncover the conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean, I care about the victims too. I care about them getting justice. But yeah, I mean, for the sake of our country, yeah, that has to be probably number one at this point. Compromised politicians, because I've been saying this for a long time, and it really gets overlooked a lot by like people when they talk about what problems are we facing. Corruption, dude. Our government is fucking corrupt, and they're really good at hiding it, and they're ripping off taxpayers left and right, dude. Like, you realize the UK pays maybe 5 to 10% more in taxes than we do? The UK? We're literally up there at UK levels of taxation. Do we get free healthcare? Do we get anything? Where does all that money go? We're the richest country in the world. We're taxed at a ridiculous fucking rate. Where's that money go? Why aren't our fucking streets lined in gold, bro? Apparently, we're the most richest country in the world, but at the same time, we're broke. At the same time, we tax at fucking ridiculous rates and give nothing back to the citizens. I mean, unless you're a fucking woman with 10 kids, then I guess that's where all the money's going. I don't know.
As
Thank you
part
for
of
the
their
super chat, brother.
2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein.
Hakeem's team sent an email to Epstein asking for money and inviting him to dinner, telling the pedophile that Hakeem was the Brooklyn Barack. Democrats and Epstein shared a lot of things, especially TDS.
I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me, but he gave money to Democrats. And people are wise to your hoax.
They still can't get over their old buddy Jeff. Swalwell trusts the Epstein people more than Pam Bondi.
By nature of who is being forthcoming and who is not, I believe the Epstein estate over the DOJ right now.
What does that mean? I guess he still has trust issues after Fang Fang. And this just in.
New hoax alert. New hoax alert. New hoax alert.
The LA Times thinks Trump might destroy the Epstein files. How do you destroy evidence of a crime you didn't commit? Doesn't make any sense. Even CNN's fact-checking Democrats.
Come on, Waters, bro. You know there is a real risk that they're going to wipe anything that has to do with Republicans. There's a real risk of that. And that's going to discredit. I'm telling you, if we get these files in 30 days, there better be a bunch of fucking Republicans in there too. It better not just be all Democrats. It better be fucking both. Otherwise, people are going to, rightfully question and go, did you wipe some shit out of here? Or, we're going to get 1,000 pages of just fucking black marker. Just black marker. Oh, man. I can't wait. 30 days, boys. Almost. That's our Christmas gift, guys. That's our gift for Christmas. It's crazy. Christmas is almost here. People have been talking shit about me having this little small Christmas tree up year round. Well, now we're almost in. It's almost fitting. Okay. All right. Now we're almost back at Christmas. And I will never give up on the Christmas tree. Yes. Christmas tree 24/7, 365 days a year. That's how I roll. And if you don't like that, well, fuck you.
Democrats.
The president has not been accused of any crimes or wrongdoing as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein or these files, even with these emails being released. That's one thing that we need to make clear. But one thing about...
He has not been charged yet. Yes.
Yeah, there's no accusations, though, of any wrongdoing.
Trump's tired of hearing the Democrats squeal about a dead pedophile.
You're going to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan Chase.
Sir,
Yeah,
if
Jennifer,
there's
go
nothing
ahead.
incriminating in the file, sir, why are you using as
Quiet.
Oh, I love it.
Trump's the most transparent president in history, released.
Dude, they're really trying to say he said Peggy. And he did not say Dude, I don't know. Maybe I'm the one being psyoped here, but the person he was talking to was not named Peggy. Okay? It's very clear. It's not Peggy. It's, I forget, the Catherine Lucy, I think. But then there's, I guess, this other chick whose nickname is Peggy, who's also in the press pool, and they're like, oh, he was talking to Peggy. He was, dude, just roll with it. Okay? They're piggies. It's fine. We can call them piggies. You don't have to fucking play the left game of like manipulating reality to try. No. He called him a piggy and we fucking love it. More of it, please. More. I want to hear it again.
If there's nothing incriminating in the file, sir, why not act
It's even Waters ain't covering this up. He's like, there's no reason to cover this up. Even if he said Peggy, let's just go with Piggy, okay? Even if he said Peggy, let's just go with Piggy. It's so much better. Okay? Stop being afraid of calling women piggies. Stop it, okay? This is 2025, for Christ's sake. If we want to call a dumb reporter a piggy, we can do that, okay? It's a new world, boys.
Trump's the most transparent president in history, releasing MLK, JFK, UFO, and Epstein files. But the press is never satisfied.
Why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
No, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. You could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. They're going to psych it.
I mean, look, when Trump, if he becomes a lame duck, this is what we have to look forward to. These sort of fucking interactions between Trump and the press, which I'm here for it, you know? I'd rather have this than Kamala.
Chatted $5. Trump has more favors incoming with future pardon requests.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. I'm sure he's going to end up pardoning people. That's what they do. You know? Must be nice to get pardoned by the president. Thank you, brother.
You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. You ought to go back and learn how to be a reporter. No more questions from you.
See, it would have been better if you, but no more questions, piggy. We got to, look, he's got to make that a normal thing. It's got to be an everyday thing. Where like every reporter he gets mad at, call him a piggy. Hey, call the men's piggy too, okay? Don't just call the women piggy. Call the men piggy too. Everybody. It's a great insult, bro. It's great.
ABC doesn't care about the victims. They spiked the Epstein story to get in good with the royals years ago, remember? Now they're trying to resurrect it to drive a wedge between Trump and Republicans. Sorry, doesn't work that way. Just like the shutdown, this stunt's going to hurt them a lot more than it hurts him.
Okay. Let's see how long this lasts. A lot of Republicans are feeling like, oh, we got them, boys. We got the Democrats right where we want them. Oh, they fell into our trap. Okay. That's a weird trap. And you pissed off a lot of your own supporters and, basically blew up the little coalition you had to set up this trap. So I hope it was worth it. I think we watched this one already. Let's see. Stacey Plaskett wants you to know that she doesn't need advice on how to question anyone. Except in 2019, Jeffrey Epstein fed her questions to ask in a congressional committee hearing, and she listened. Let's see what this is.
Now, I heard recently from someone that I was seeking advice from him. Let me tell you something. I don't need to get advice on how to question anybody from any individual.
You didn't even know who the fuck Rona was. So clearly you did need some advice because you were so fucking clueless chewing your face off, whatever the fuck you were chewing on. You didn't even know what they were talking about. And you're like, please help me. My question's coming up. Who's Rona? Lady, you're pathetic. And it's sad that your constituents actually voted for you.
Exchange, Mr. Epstein sent a text message to the gentlelady from the Virgin Islands. He brings up Rona, keeper of the secrets. And who's he referring to? Rona Graff. That's a Trump assistant. And Plaskett responds, Rona? ? Quick, I'm up next.
This is like you're cheating on your fucking test. It's like what it is. It's like you're cheating. You're cheating. And who's the one you're cheating with? Jeffrey Epstein, convicted pedophile. Lady, you got problems. And they're not going away anytime soon.
Is that an acronym? So she wants to know what Mr. Epstein wants her to talk about. Don't you find that interesting? I find that really intriguing, especially since we know what Mr. Epstein was. And Epstein responds, that's his assistant. Doesn't really say much more than that. And then Plaskett starts questioning Mr. Cohen and asks about Graf. So not only was she texting, having this communication with Mr. Epstein, she's asking Mr. Cohen what Mr. Epstein wants her to ask. Another text says from Epstein, good work.
No, I heard.
I wonder what she was doing. I wonder if Epstein had something on her. I mean, that would be right down the Epstein playbook, right? Like, get fucking some politician, get some dirt on them, and now you're telling them what to do. While they're in fucking a hearing, you're telling them what questions to ask, informing. I don't know. That's a really bad look. That is a really, really bad look. Yeah, I hope she gets fucking removed from office, man. So here's Cenk, everybody's favorite young Turk, who even he's seeing what's going on here, and it's not good for Democrats. It's really
I'm
not.
on the left. I'm a Democrat, but what the hell was that? That was crazy. So he's apparently got these Congress people on speed dial, and he's watching. I read the whole story, of course, and he's watching the entire hearings, and he's texting people different directions. Did anybody know that Epstein was running our government? I mean, that was amazing. Did you see? She doesn't know who Rona is, so she misspells it in the text. She thinks it might be an acronym for something, and then she says, Ms. Rona. Rona's her first name. It's Rona Graf, the assistant for Trump. She literally has no idea what she's asking. She's only asking that question because Epstein directed her to ask that question. And interesting that Epstein at that point is directing people on how to damage Trump. So that doesn't serve any of my interest for me to tell you that, but that's what's happening in that hearing, right? You gotta be fair and you gotta call out what's actually happening. But what's interesting in all the emails is Epstein goes back and forth, back and forth. Should we hurt Trump or should we help Trump? Should we hurt or help? And depending on what Trump is saying. And he categorizes Trump as dangerous. My guess as to why he thinks Trump is dangerous is because usually when someone is bought or blackmailed, they stay bought or blackmailed.
Look, you could say what you want about Cenk. You know, even a broken clock is right twice a day, right? Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's spot on. I mean, Trump, both things could be true. Trump could be a fucking disaster and completely mishandled the Epstein files and covered it up for the deep state, the government, his rich friends, who knows. But he's also not a fucking somebody who actually was getting blackmailed because he was, getting massages from underage women. Like, both can be true. And I think that's what the case is here. I don't think Epstein had any dirt on Trump. I think Epstein knew Trump was the one who dropped the dime on him. And Epstein was all in on taking down Trump in his first term because of that. And if he had been compromised by Epstein, I'm sure probably wouldn't have been as bad for old Trumpy. Now, this is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever seen Nick say, dude. Is this the future of America first? Nick says the GOP must be destroyed and replaced by a left-right populist coalition. The left has to give up immigration. The right has to give up on the free market. Look. I understand what you're trying to do, Nick, but this is never going to fucking happen, first of all. And I'm not willing to give up the free market. Okay, but let's hear Nick out. This is, I guess, the future of America first. I guess.
It's time to pound
the version. This is the future of Nick's America first, not the America first, but Nick's version of America first. And again, this is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard Nick say, but let's hear him out.
our fist on the table and say, it's our way or the highway. You've enjoyed the power and privileges for long enough. Where's ours? Where's our end of the bargain? So I love it. It's time to undermine the GOP. I said it in 2020. The GOP must be destroyed. Has to be utter. And yeah, they're going to say, he's a Democrat. He wants the GOP to be destroyed. The GOP serves the interests. The GOP, as presently constructed, serves the interests, the special interests, the donors. Everybody knows that.
I agree, but what I don't think that, I guess you could say GOP needs to be destroyed. That's one way of putting it. The way I put it is like, we need to kick the neocons out. We need to defeat them politically, and we need America first. Real America first, not whatever this shit is Nick's talking about, where we got to give up the free market to please the left. And I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but we need the real America first movement. We need that to take over the GOP, the Republican Party. And it's going to be a battle. We're going to see. We're going to see.
It serves Silicon Valley and little tech. Palantir, Tesla, SpaceX, Anduril, Oracle. It serves Wall Street. That's why Ken Griffin gave them millions of dollars. It serves Miriam Adelson and the Israel lobby. This is who they work for. This is who selects the cabinet. This is who makes the policy. That's why they cut the corporate tax rate and they did nothing else. That's why they're shielding illegal immigrants from deportation as long as they're working on farms or on construction sites or in hospitality. That's why they're still providing for H-1B visas. That's why they're still providing for Chinese students. That's why they back down on the tariffs. That's why they back down on everything. So this is the blueprint. This is how we take over. And by the way, hey, and get a load of this. Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie working together against the interests to compel the files. What do you think that has? A 90% approval rating? If you had progressive Democrats and nationalist Republicans working together, let's say to compel the release of the Epstein files, what kind of approval rating do you think that has? 90%? And what if they got together and they opposed foreign aid to Israel? What approval rating do you think that would have? 90%? What if they got together and worked on the basis of a common interest? Do you think that that Republicans or independents running under that brand, do you think that that would become more popular or less popular over time? 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16. It snowballs. And we need to propel someone into the White House that is just a populist. And here's where we're going to have to give. This is going to be the compromise. Very simple. The left has to give up immigration. That's simple. The left is going to have to give up. Look, we can have equity and we can have equality in the country. We can have civil rights. We can have all those things. But we have to close the damn borders. We have to close it. Too many illegal immigrants. Too many legal immigrants. That has to be the compromise. The left has to give on immigration, and the right has to give on the free market.
Okay, yeah, so National Socialism? Is that what we're saying? So we need to bring together nationalism and socialism, Nick. Is that what you're saying? That's what it sounds like you're saying. Oh, shit, dude. I understand the problem of convincing the left that, hey, actually, we have a corrupt version of capitalism. And if we had a true free market capitalism instead of this crony capitalism, a lot of these problems could be solved by simple competition, not having a government that's bought out by fucking corporations, because that's what's going on. Like, it's like the government's daddy, and daddy's got 2 kids. He's got the citizens, the regular citizens, and then daddy's got the corporation. And the corporation is daddy's favorite kid. And the corporation gets whatever it fucking wants whenever it fucking wants it. That's not true. You know, at a certain point, you have to look after the citizens. You have to do antitrust, and you have to get competition in the fucking economy. And that's a big part of why we have so many problems we have. And convincing the left of that is probably going to be impossible. But yeah, I don't think if this is the future, bro, if this actually takes off and the right gives up free, it ain't going to happen, dude. I'm sorry, Nick. This is kind of stupid to me.
If the right can come down on healthcare and on a social safety net and maybe on some subsidies for education, and if the left can come down on the anti-white open border stuff and they can agree that we have a country, that party will win 90% of the vote and rule for a century. That's the compromise.
I guess we're just giving up and just accepting socialism as our future, huh? I guess we're just giving up on true capitalism and free markets. And socialism is the future. Identity politics and socialism, that's the future, guys. I don't know, man. Nick, come on, bro. Look, I try to defend Nick. I don't like when people get attacked, even if I disagree with people like Nick, and I have a lot of strong disagreements with Nick. I don't like seeing all the people attacking him right now, and it's my instinct to usually defend the person that's being mass attacked by the mob, right? So I defend Nick a lot. I think he's a smart guy, but this is fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid.
That's the populist compromise. Why is it that for the left, it's like they don't even care about anything else. It just has to be open borders. And on the right, it's like they don't care about anything else as long as it's foreign aid to Israel and war in the Middle East and war with Russia. That's the kind of program that we need. And that's what they're terrified.
What words am I putting in his mouth? Some of you Nick defenders are like, you really are fucking ride or die for Nick. God bless you. But he literally just said it. The left needs to give up their border, the open borders, and the right needs to give up the free market. That's his fucking words. Listen to what the man's saying. But yeah, I'm putting words in his mouth, guys. That's what it is.
They're terrified that the left and the right are going to come together on the basis of...
It really is sweet, guys. It really is. It's heartwarming how ride and die you are for Nick. You know? It's sweet. It really is.
Stop supporting Israel on the basis of close the borders, on the basis of restricting money in politics, and
okay, close the borders, restricting money on politics. I can get
the
down with that.
influence of the oligarchs. That's what they're terrified of.
Yeah. The giving up the free market part is the part that's like, huh? Oh, yeah, it would be smart if the left was like, hey, you know, we want to be socialist and it's really fucking retarded to be socialist and think we can just give these programs we come up with to everybody in the world. Like, obviously, we can't afford that. That'd be nice. Never going to happen. Giving up the free market, to me, that's fucking, like, what, you're a fucking commie, I guess? What do we do? We're giving up the free market? No, we need to reform and improve the free market. We need to bring back proper capitalism, get the corruption out of the fucking way. If we could just deal with the corruption of our government, if we could just make it 50% less, the amount of benefit that would be for the American people would be through the fucking roof. Alex Jones' message to white pillars. You were full of shit. You were wrong. I'll be put in prison if Democrats get back in. So these are all the cat turds out there who attack Alex anytime he, you know, has anything that goes against Trump in any kind of way whatsoever.
So the white pill babies out there that literally are like a cult. Jones criticizing, burn him at the stake.
Dude, we're already an hour in. I'm telling you, these episodes go by so fast. I feel like I just started and we're already an hour in. Jesus Christ. Smash the thumbs up, guys. See if we can get to 100. Little hourly check-in. Links in the description if you want to support, become a member. Help me keep doing this show if you're enjoying it. It's appreciated. Or you can send super chats. Definitely smash the thumbs up. We got to see if we can like break new records with the thumbs up. So we can get this out to more people.
You're idiots. You don't know anything about any of this. You're lightweights. You're very thin context and depth. Okay? I'm trying to be mean to you. I'm just like, you know, until you have any gravitas, don't sit there because it makes you feel powerful and criticize me that I'm with the Democrats. I'm trying to stop Trump. We need to just agree with whatever bad people and his admin are doing and shut up, and he plays 10,000 quadrillion 3D chess, and if we just get on our knees, it'll be fine. No, you already saw that in the first admin, that he admitted was overrun, and you people back then said it was all 10,000 trillion 3D chess. You were full of shit. You were wrong. So I don't listen to you. I didn't listen to you then. I know I was right. I know I'm right now. I'll be put in president if the Democrats get back in. I need him to succeed. Don't you ever sit there and tell me that I'm some Democrat operative or that I'm a sellout. You don't know anything. You don't have the scars. You haven't had your family attacked. You're anonymous people, most of you. Don't you look at a man scarred from the real wars and tell me who I serve. My record stands on its own. The only reason I bring that up is not to defend myself.
Dude, Alex, you got to stop reading the fucking comments, bro. Alex is getting lost in the weeds on the X comments. I think this is what causes these crash outs. And Alex, you've been doing this so long. At a certain point, you got to get immune to it. I'm becoming immune to it. Like literally people could sit there and talk shit about me all day. I just don't even care anymore. It's par for the course. You want to be a public fucking figure. You want to have a voice. You want to be opinionated. You're going to bring about hate. People are going to hate you. People are going to attack you. And you've been doing this so long, you would think you would eventually just fucking, you know, not let it make you crash out, for one. That would be nice. What's up, bro?
Amazing
How you doing, bro?
Disgrace super chatted $5. I fully agree. If Americans can root out corruption, we'll have a chance. Nick is only the tip of the iceberg. The rest of us need to step up.
Yeah, I think things need to get harder for people before they really start taking it seriously. Because this is the thing. People are still content with their lives. They still have their video games. You know, shit's more expensive. That's for sure. It's harder, but people are still just too content with their lives. But yeah, a lot of people are like, well, oh, this isn't for, yeah, that's what I just said. Somebody earlier was like, but this isn't capitalism. This is blah, blah. I was like, I literally just said that. We have a corrupt version of capitalism right now. And then it's like, oh, capitalism sucks. No, actually, capitalism is the greatest fucking system ever created to bring about like prosperity for people. But it needs to be true capitalism, not this corrupt crony capitalism where you have corporations that literally have cornered the government and set up a situation where regular ass people cannot compete. They cannot start their own businesses and compete. They're taxed out of fucking jobs, taxed out of business. I started a business in 2015. I got taxed out of fucking business, bro. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. And corporations have lobbied the government to make that the norm because they set up a situation where they can prosper, but there's no competition that's ever going to be able to reach and compete with them. And then what do you have? You have services that become shitty. You see now there's no customer service. I went to McDonald's yesterday and got fucking yelled at. I went to McDonald's and like, I don't remember if she said when I was ordering to stop at the first window or not, but I stopped at the first window and I looked and this dumb fat bitch white lady was sitting at the cash register. And I'm sitting there looking at her, waiting for her to look at me, and she's just sitting at the register. And I'm like, okay, because there are times I drive past that first window. You've all experienced this, where you drive up to that first window and there's somebody there, but they're not, they're closing out the register or whatever. So I gave her like a minute, and she never looked at me or acknowledged me. So the line was already fucking moving ahead to where there's a big space between me and. So I said, okay, I guess this must not be open today. I'll go to the second window. So I go to the second window and she comes up to the second window and she goes, "You just skipped over me in the first window. You know that?" And I'm like, sorry, I didn't know what to do there. I was taking somebody's order or some whatever. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'll make sure not to do that next time. My apologies. And instead of being like, okay, it's all good. She gave me the meanest fucking look and just walked away. And then this sweet Muslim lady wearing a, not like full covering, but like, whatever it's called when it's like, not the face covering, but the head covering thing. She's like, that lady was mean. I don't like her. And she works at McDonald's and she like apologized and like was really friendly to me. So maybe Muslims are the future, guys. I mean, if the Muslims are going to be nice to me when I go to McDonald's, I don't know. Maybe Muslims are the future. But yeah, dude. And that's, again, no competition. There's no reason to have good customer service. Like if there was competition, every company you fucking dealt with would have people on call so you can call to them and like actually discuss your issues rather than everything going over to some robot and like leave a message. And like, they don't give a fuck about customer service because there's no competition. There's no reason to. And this is a big effect with our wages as well. You don't have enough companies competing for workers, so there's no competition for wages, so we just get fucked. And this is all directly tied to corporations basically cornering our government and not forcing, but, bribing, paying off government to constantly enact shit that's bad for Americans, but good for corporations.
That Rabbit's Dynamite super chatted $10, 1-866 DHS to ICE.
No, the lady that was rude to me was a white American lady. Straight up like, normal fucking middle-aged fat white lady. And she was rude as fuck and terrible at her job, by the way. Because if she would have just looked at me, because I sat there for a minute waiting for her to acknowledge my existence, if she would have just turned and fucking looked at me, and I would have been like, okay, I would have waited. But for a minute, she's just sitting there. And I'm like, okay, I guess Was I supposed to stop at this window? And then again, it was the Muslim lady who was like, I'm so sorry about that. She's really rude and blah, 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 blah. And then one other time at that same McDonald's, a black lady gave me a free fucking shake. She's like, oh, somebody ordered this and didn't take it. You want it? I'm like, okay, I'll take the fucking shake. Weird, man. Weird, you know? Just saying. Don't judge a book by its cover. And we'll get back to this. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated.
But I'm tired of people acting like children. Be like an 8-year-old at an NFL football game watching some quarterback get sacked and saying, oh, he should have done it this way. You're a joke.
I'm getting Alex's song hooked in my head now. Dong-gong, 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 dong-gong. Will you really? Okay, so here's Pam Bondi. We're back to this again. Oh, we got to rely on fucking Pam Bondi to release the files. Will you release all files within 30 days? Bondi, we'll continue to follow the law. And the way it's written, basically all they have to do is pretend that they're doing another investigation and then they don't have to release anything. Or we're protecting the victims, this and that. Like, I'm telling you, we're going to get the same old in 30 days.
Madam Attorney General, do you mean that you will provide all the files by 30 days?
We will follow the law. The law passed both chambers last evening. It has not yet been signed, but we will continue.
What's up, Jet? Thank you for the $5.
Super chatted $5.
No message. Jet is a man of few words. Thank you, Jet. Let your money speak for you, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. Nice name, too.
The law, again, while protecting victims, but we will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims.
That's the caveat. I'm telling you, I'm really I'm sussed out by this. We're going to protect the victims. It seems like that's an excuse for them to cover things up. Oh, well, we can't release this because we got to protect the victims. So it's all redacted. I'm starting to really get suspicious of that. That's not even legit at this point. That's just an excuse to not release shit.
But also providing maximum transparency.
Madam Attorney General, the DOJ statement earlier this year saying that the files would not release mentioned the fact that the review of the documents and the evidence did not suggest that any additional investigation of third parties was warranted. What changed since then that you launched this investigation?
Information that has come for information. There's information that new information, additional information, and again, we will continue to follow the law, to investigate any leads. If there are any victims, we encourage all victims
to investigate. They're going to open I bet you that's what they're going to do. They're going to open an investigation and be like, oh, we can't release it now because we reopened an investigation. And then they probably just hope people will forget about it. They're not going to forget about it.
To come forward, and we will continue to provide maximum transparency.
No, you're not. That's why even say that. You're so full of shit. Maximum transparency. Okay, dude. Whatever you say. Rep. Thomas Massey had close ties to our own intelligence agency. That's why I already played this one. I guess I had a few of these on here twice. Yeah, so talking about McDonald's, man. Look at the price increases, dude. Like, I still go because I grew up on the old school double cheeseburger from McDonald's. I grew up on that shit because it was like $1. When I was a kid, you could just go 99 cents, double cheeseburger, 99 cents for a Coke. So I still go because they got, there's one of the good deals they have is like, I think it's $3.50 for the first cheeseburger, double cheeseburger, and then $1 for the second one. So it's like $4.50 for 2 cheeseburgers. So, I mean, that's pretty fucking cheap. And there's still, I don't know, maybe I'm retarded, but the double cheeseburger from McDonald's is still fire. And I get it plain and dry. I don't get anything on it, just the meat and cheese, bro. And I've tried other double cheeseburgers, plain and dry, from other places. They're just not as good as the McDonald's cheeseburger. And again, it's probably because I grew up on it. But yeah, look at the prices, man. This is just in 5 years. Medium French fry, $179 to $419. McChicken, $129 to $389. And again, this is a lack of competition. This is not just inflation. Inflation's played a part as well. But this is also a lack of competition. They can charge whatever the fuck they want.
Disgrace super chatted $5. Hardcore racism is the only hope for the future of America. You'll have to be the bad guy eventually. Don't be afraid of name calling.
Yeah, don't be afraid of name calling. I agree with that, but I disagree with hardcore racism being the future. But, we're all welcome to our opinions, bro. We're all welcome to our opinions. Yeah, Big Mac, $4 to nearly $8. I can't believe the McChicken went. I mean, the McChicken's so fucking cheap. It was always the cheapest fucking sandwich. Now it's $4 for one McChicken. 10 McNuggets, which it's all garbage food. There's no reason this food should cost this much. $4.49 to $7.58. Cheeseburger, just one fucking patty cheeseburger is now $3. Some of this is over a 200% increase in price. This isn't inflation. It's legalized robbery. Again, it's what happens when you have a lack of competition. Okay? When you have a lack of competition and you have like a few corporations who corner a market, they get to charge whatever the fuck they want, and you just have to deal with it.
Check this out. French fries used to be $1.79. Now they're $4.19. I need some help with this. Let me bring in Ren Mack, head of economic research, and he'll do that. Neil, I mean, to me, this is the story. And from 2019 to 2024, a cheeseburger went up 215%. What I'm curious about it, was there a time where economists felt like maybe a burger, like eggs, are inelastic, like you can keep raising prices, but they were still cheap enough no one would blink?
Well, at some point, I mean, people are going to start responding to higher prices, and that might.
But I also remember McDonald's made an organized effort to become like gourmet, like they want to be considered like high-end dining. And why? So you can charge fucking ridiculous prices for shit. Get everybody hooked in on your cheap food, and then start raising the prices. And because everybody else is raising prices as well, that's fine. It's just keep raising. See how high you can go, and people keep coming.
Happening, but I think the bigger story, Charles, is that labor markets are slowing down, and that's probably going to affect their consumer base more so than prices at this point.
What about, I don't know how you weigh this, but the reporting has been ultra negative, right? You look at Michigan sentiment,
sure.
Unsolicited responses. I heard something negative about the economy or the administration. It's never been anything like this. Can the negative stories in themselves have a self-fulfilling impact?
You know how you solve this? You go fix the fucking tax code, and you go, hey, you want to start your own fucking restaurant? Guess what? We're not going to tax you until you're very successful. We're going to essentially give you complete tax breaks to start your business so we can have more burger businesses to compete with McDonald's. That's how you fix this. Instead, what do? They tax the low fucking the small business more than they would McDonald's.
Super chatted $5. Racism is being used against you. It's fair game. Not playing is losing.
I disagree. Amazing disgrace. I disagree. I don't think that's helpful in the long run, unless we want to have like civil war. If the goal is civil war, then yeah, okay, let's just keep going down that route. I have to respectfully disagree, though. But thank you for the 5, brother.
Rusty Shackelford
What's up,
super
Rusty?
chatted $5. McDonald's 1/3 pounder burgers were fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji, pricier but so damn good.
Yeah, I always just stuck with because I always just loved the double cheeseburger. They're so cheap. I've always stuck with that.
Spocko super chatted $4.99.
Oh, yeah.
If you really want to be sad, consider what the prices and quality were in the 80s.
I'm old enough to remember going to a Taco Bell when I was very young, and I remember just having change in my pocket. And I remember like chalupa, some people call them tostadas, was basically a flat corn, crispy corn shell, like a crispy taco, but flat, with beans and lettuce and fucking some sort of salsa with and cheese. And maybe you can get meat on there, but they were like 30 cents a piece. For $1, you could get 3 of them. And it was the same thing with the crispy tacos. And Taco Bell is one of the biggest examples of what we're talking about here. Taco Bell takes their crispy tacos, which is literally one of the cheapest foods in the world you could ever fucking make. And they're what is like $3-4 now for a fucking crispy taco? When they're crunchy tacos from Taco Bell, okay. Now you're trolling me is what you're doing. And then people still buy it. People still buy it, man.
At some level, I mean, one of the ways bad things happen is through an element of surprise, right? I mean, remember, going into the year, everyone thought things were going to be fine. And we had a...
Colt C, don't talk shit about my double cheeseburger dry, okay? That's how real men eat their food. They don't put these little candy ketchup and mustard, and even mustard's gay. Ketchup is even gayer, bro. You need some sugar, some sweet red sugary fucking bullshit on your burger like a child to eat it. No, thank you. Just give me the meat and the cheese, okay? That's what real men do, Colt C, okay? Grow up, bro. Don't talk shit about my McDonald's order, okay?
Very big downward revision to GDP growth expectations inside of 4 months.
It's not dry. It's not dry. There's 2 pieces of cheese on there. That's what's so good about the double cheeseburger. It's not two patties with like 1 piece of cheese. They put 2 pieces of cheese with the 2 patties. Every bite is like gooey cheese. And dude, you don't know what you're talking about, okay? Okay? Keep eating your nasty ketchup on everything. Keep throwing your nasty fucking childish ketchup on everything, okay?
Check this out. French fries used to be $1.79, now they're $4.19.
Yeah, and dry burgers, I agree. They usually do suck. Like when I order them from other places, they suck, right? It's better with the lettuce, the tomatoes, all the fixins, not the ketchup. I never get ketchup or mustard. That's gay. But at McDonald's, that double cheeseburger, I grew up on that shit plain and dry, and I fucking love it, bro. I love it.
I need some help with this. Let me bring in Rin Mack, head of economic research, and he'll do that. Neil, I mean, to me, this is the story. And it's from 2009.
Oh, I guess we restarted this one. I got off the track there. Here we go, Trump, more with his H-1B shit. The plan now is like, oh, we're just going to bring in foreigners because everybody on unemployment could never do the jobs. They can't learn how to build fucking, microchips or whatever. So we're going to bring in a bunch of foreigners. And they're going to open the plants and they're going to start building them. And then they're going to train Americans. Yeah, okay. It's going to end up like it already is. It's going to be like 80% just foreigners, Indians working. And then like they'll throw a couple jobs to Americans to please the Americans. But it's going to be the majority is just going to be foreign workers. At some point, we're going to need DEI for American workers, bro. In order to get hired, we're going to need some sort of DEI program just for Americans, not even to do with skin color, just to get Americans working. Because it's just, yeah.
Rusty Shackelford super chatted $5. I need a girl that loves me the way Ping loves his double cheeseburger.
Look, I don't love them that much, but when I haven't had one for a while, it is kind of nice. I'll tell you what food I love the most, which is super hard to find, is carne guisada. Okay? If you're from San Antonio, South Texas, you probably know what carne guisada is. And they're the greatest tacos ever made if they're prepared right. That's honestly my favorite food of all time. So you can, if you're in a taco cabana in San Antonio, you can still get a carne guisada that's pretty close to perfect. But a lot of places I grew up to, a lot of like small mom and pop taco, breakfast taco places, they're gone now. So they're so hard to find those tacos. It's like they're just gone. They're fucking gone. And if you get outside of San Antonio, forget about it. You're never going to get a carne guisada. They're going to be like, carne asada? No, carne guisada. Beef tips and Spanish gravy. That's what it is. Okay. So let's hear Trump on H-1Bs. Let's see what the plan is.
And I'll tell you, it was an amazing time. But this look.
Yes, the meat is braised, CWG. The meat, when it's done right, the carne guisada meat is like tender. It's braised. It's melt in your mouth good. And it's got this Spanish gravy. It's so fucking good. But there's too many of these Mexican restaurants. Again, they're from Mexico. They don't understand Tex-Mex, and they just give you like cubes of meat that you have to chew for a fucking hour, and that's their carne guisada. That shit can just go suck a dick. Okay, that's not proper carne guisada. Needs to be braised. The meat needs to be fucking melt in your mouth, not some big fucking brick of meat that I have to chew for an hour. Anyway, if you're not from South Texas, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Sorry. We'll get back to this.
Looks like it's going to be blowing it away because when these plants, which are being built now, and many are going to be started very shortly, many, but when they open, we're going to see numbers the likes of which nobody's ever seen before. And, in some cases, you're building extremely complex plants. You're building plants to make computers and to make telephones, to make a lot of different things, missiles. But you're building plants that make things that are very, very detailed, and you have to have great knowledge. And you're coming here and you find if we don't have people that did that before, we are allowing you, and I may take a little heat. I always take a little heat from my people, the people that love me and the people that I love. They happen to be toward the right of center, toward the right. Sometimes they're way right.
Yeah, but why are they upset, Trump? Is it because you promised them to do something about this and then it was just business as usual and fuck you guys, we need H-1Bs, you don't have the talent to do these jobs? Bullshit, bro. Bullshit. We'll figure it out. We'll learn.
But if you have to bring people to get those plants opened, we want you to do that, and we want those people to teach our people how to make computer chips and how to make other things. You can't come in, and I'm explaining, you can't come in, open up a massive computer chip factory for billions and billions of dollars like is being done in Arizona and think you're going to hire people off an unemployment line to run.
Well, are some of those people in the unemployment line, do they have STEM degrees? Because from my understanding, like 25% of like STEM, people have STEM degrees are actually working in STEM because they went and got a STEM degree and then they got priced out of the market because, oh, wait, I could go for 30% less and bring in this guy from India. That would be great in theory, assuming that it's even true that we're all so fucking retarded we can't do these jobs. In theory, if that was true and you were to bring in people to train us and then you were to shift it over to Americans and send all, that's not what's going to happen though. It's just going to be business as usual. It's going to be like when I had a tech job and I'm like 1 out of 20 people that's actually American. Everybody else is from India. That thing's just going to continue on. They're not going to fucking, let's train the Americans and then we'll go home. Come on, man. I'm not falling for that bullshit.
They're going to have to bring thousands of people with them, and I'm going to welcome those people. I love my conservative friends. I love MAGA, but this is MAGA. And those people are going to teach our people how to make computer chips, and in a short period of time, our people are going to be doing great, and those people can go home where they...
You're telling me we don't know how to make computer chips in this country? You're telling me that we don't have some fucking like subject matter experts on computer chips that can fucking take this over and then train the Americans? This is reminding me of like, are we a third world country now? Are we the third world country with no fucking skills? What the fuck is going on, bro?
Probably always want to be. When people are born someplace, they tend to want to go, and we have the greatest country in the world.
I wonder if somebody's telling him this. Is this like, are you talking to Vivek Ramaswamy? And he's like, who's telling you? I guarantee you we have people who can do these jobs.
But they want to go, but they're going to do. We had one case in Georgia where a battery factory, batteries are very dangerous to make. They're complex, much more complex than people understand. And they spent $1 billion to build a factory. And they were told to get out. And I said, stop it. Don't be stupid. And we worked it out. And now they're teaching our people how to do it. But they're going to have to spend, Jensen, I don't think you can open up a big plant with your friend from Taiwan where we're going to have 40 or 50% of the computer chip business I don't think you can do that with people that don't even know what a chip looks like. Do you agree with that? So somehow, the people that are against this are really, really smart. They're unbelievable patriots, but they just don't understand. Our people have to be taught. This is something they've never done. And we're not going to be successful if we don't allow people that invest billions of dollars in plant and equipment to bring a lot of their people from their country to get that plant open, operating, and working. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. It's hard to believe that, especially when you start seeing people who are like, I have a STEM degree. I'm like fucking working at McDonald's now because I can't get hired because they're hiring everybody from India for 30% less than what you would pay me. That's really what it comes down to. Is it really about skills? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is about skills. Maybe we're just stupid now. We have no skills. Or is it about the fact that they're cheaper? If they're so much more skilled than us, then why are they so much cheaper than us? If they're so much more skilled than us, then why are they cutting our fucking, the amount people are getting paid and like undercutting the American workers' pay? If they're so fucking great, then maybe we should pay them more than the American worker. So at least we can see fucking wages go up.
Hey y'all, I have to get this video out really fast because I am floored that President Trump said that we don't have talent here in the United States, or the kind of talent, even the way they're spinning it, the kind of talent we need for like science, technology, engineering, and math professions. I'm here to tell you that since 2010, and it's steadily increased year over year, over $3 billion per year has been spent in K through 12 education on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Across the country, we have spent billions upon billions of dollars to educate our youth, who are now adults, how to get jobs in science, technology, engineering, and math. So what happened to all that? Where's all that money? Was it a giant failure?
No, I'm sure it just was, again, another grift to rob the fucking taxpayer. I'm sure.
If it was a giant failure, then I want my money back. Or we need to nix the STEM program altogether. If, however, it worked, you're only bringing in 600,000 Chinese students, taking the spots of American college-age students, and you're only bringing in the H-1B visas.
I literally saw a video of a university, like I think it was St. Francis in like Brooklyn, St. Francis University in Brooklyn. Every single person, there was like footage of their graduation ceremony. It was all Indians. Every single one of them are Indians. Like, where are the Americans, bro? What happened to the fucking Americans? Did we was there a genocide of Americans and we all just disappeared? And we're not, I mean, where the fuck are they? And then Charlotte, you're seeing like, oh, there's like no construction jobs. Like all the construction sites are empty and they're all illegals. And now we have no work. Where are all the fucking Americans? Where are they? Are they all just sitting at home fucking eating Doritos, playing fucking the new Call of Duty? That's probably what they're doing. Guys, it's time to get off your ass. There's a lot of open construction jobs. Get off your ass. You need a good job. Go to the construction site. Apparently, they're dying for people right now.
To work at our American companies because they are somehow cheaper. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. And that really sucks. Like, as an avid Trump supporter, I'm pretty ticked because those are two things: 600,000 Chinese students taking the spots of American kids, and the fact that we have spent so much money on STEM initiatives only to be told not good enough. We still need people from other countries. I think that's a farce. I don't think that's fair. And that's definitely not what I voted for. I'm hoping Donald Trump and the president's cabinet and all of those who have his ear will please listen to what the base is saying, which is give Americans a shot first. You promised America first. We'd like you to hold to that promise. Thanks.
I'm kind of with her here. I don't buy it. I really don't buy it. Here's another one. Only 23% of U.S. STEM grads work in STEM. The H-1B issue looks like it was the Alamo for some folks. How does Trump not know that this program is so ruinous? Oligarchy. Seeing Trump call us untalented. This is a guy who was a STEM graduate, I imagine. Seeing Trump call us untalented has turned me away from him forever. I don't accept his future apology. I hope he gets destroyed in the midterm. I voted for him all 3 times. Just some perspective. I'm a white dude with a mechanical engineering degree, 3.4 GPA, graduated in 4 years. It's a 5-year program generally. I passed the fundamentals of engineering exam on the first try as a college junior, and guess what? Market stopped hiring when I graduated in 2020. Fucking engineering. COVID destroyed engineering for Americans. You can get all the right credentials, but because you're white and male, you don't get hired. Well, the ones who were in the industry have been getting fired and told to train their fucking Indian H-1B replacement. I never thought I could be betrayed as hard as Trump just did right now. America first, in his mind, is a word concept fallacy. He's either fucking stupid or a liar. It might be too late to change course, but at least he's not Harris. I'm devastated to say the least. 23% of American-born STEM graduates work in STEM. No talent, my fucking ass. Yeah, so a lot of people don't believe him. I'm pretty, honestly, not buying it either. Not buying it either. Fox News shatters Trump's approval myth. Admits to viewers that his approval rating has plummeted to a low of 38%. They've given him 9 months and things really haven't improved.
President Trump's approval rating.
It was really good when we had Doge and all that shit going on. It seems to be downhill ever since then.
Falling to 38%. That is the lowest it's been in his second term. People are unhappy with Trump's handling of consumer prices and, yes, the Epstein files. Kim Strassel joining us this morning. Does this mean Trump's affordability messaging isn't working yet?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right, Stuart. And this is a huge wake-up call for Republicans. And if you actually look at Trump's approval rating, it actually has been sliding for a while. And I think what happened here is voters had a lot of optimism that he really was going to turn around the economy. And they've given him, 9 months now, and they've been waiting. But suddenly they've been looking around, and things really haven't improved to the degree that they thought they would on cost of living. Yeah, I mean, gas prices down in some areas of the country. There are some glimmers of good news here and there. But overall, he's not performed, and that's what the polls are saying. He's not lived up to people's expectations. So Republicans, they got a lot of work to do in a short period of time before the midterms.
Yeah, and then when you got Trump going around going, everything's so much cheaper now under me. He's just straight up lying and gaslighting. I've done such an amazing job. It's like, dude, your work is not done. You got so much more to do. It's not time to be bragging about all your accomplishments. It's time to keep going and keep accomplishing things that we voted for. And it seems like, his flip with H-1B, his flip on the Epstein files, obviously this is not what we voted for. So yeah, it's not surprising to see his approval rating tanking. Megyn Kelly attacks Dave Rubin. So yeah, this is more with the internal civil war in the right now, with them trying to destroy Tucker because he committed the grave sin of interviewing somebody who we're not allowed to talk to. But yeah, Megyn Kelly, let's see. Megyn Kelly attacks Dave Rubin. I'm always here for it. Let's go. Let's get some little drama. Let's get some chick drama shit going on.
We talked also with Glenn yesterday about how J.D. Vance is now getting attacked. Of course, he's going to be even worse than Trump. Trump, was he really a racist? But J.D. Vance is definitely a racist. He's an anti-Semite. He's associated with Tucker Carlson, who everybody knows is an anti-Semite and a Nazi. Mark Levin told me so.
That's crazy. If they're trying to spin this to J.D. Vance now because J.D. Vance is friends with Tucker, now that means J.D. Vance is a Nazi because he's friends with Tucker and because Tucker interviewed Nick Fuentes. Like, guys, that's a bit of a stretch here. It's a bit of a stretch. They're losing the plot, the Mark Levines of the world. They really are.
And they're trying to wrap that around J.D. Vance now because they're friends and he hasn't condemned Tucker. You're a long time waiting. He's never going to condemn Tucker. I hate to disappoint Tucker's critics. Mark my words.
Hurt the line, please. That's one of the rules I have in here is do not spam. Okay. One of the few rules I have, hurt the line. So please, stop spamming or I'm going to have to hide you. Okay.
J.D. Vance will never condemn him because he's not a dick. He is going to stick by his friend. And I don't think J.D. Vance thinks that Tucker is an anti-Semite or believes any of the things that people are saying about him. And he's not going to say something he doesn't believe. So then we get Dave Rubin responding to J.D. Vance with a post that reads, Mr. VP, I submit this respectfully. You're totally right. Nobody should be judged for their parents' words or actions. But, and I think you know this, the very people relentlessly attacking Jews now have Indians next up on the docket. And that includes your wife, even if she eventually converts to Christianity. So yes, Tucker can interview whoever he wants. His brother can post garbage memes all day. And his son, who may be just fine, can work for the vice president. But I think people are asking you to stand up when you see something evil. While I know you are trying to hold an increasingly fractured coalition together, you were elected to be a leader, not follow the whims of the trolls. And since they eventually will turn on your own family, at some point you might want to get ahead of it. Those are my 2 cents, and I'll continue to defend all the good things you and President Trump are doing. Something that this crew of people never do. What do you make of that one?
Unfortunate. I mean, really unfortunate. This post from Dave was a kind of verging on public virtue signal. And that is the stuff that's going to needlessly tear people apart.
Yeah, there's definitely a faction of the conservative right, that's the more neocon fashion, the more pro-Israel faction, that is turning into BLM 2020.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I mean,
they're acting like leftists, dude. All of a sudden, they're adopting the language of leftists. Oh, why are you platforming this guy? You shouldn't be platforming. It's like, what the fuck? You sound like a fucking woke pink-haired chick. What the fuck's... What happened to you? What used to be so based, bro. And now all these fucking neocons are sounding like the worst of the worst woke fucking losers, dude.
That it's very alienating and it's very not conservative, and it's not going to serve anybody well. Not the right, not them. It's a pointless exercise because most conservatives will recoil when faced with the choices of like, say it my way, rather than get on board. That is just not for us. It's just like, it's not how we've operated. It's not like in our DNA. So yeah, I agree with you on that wholeheartedly.
So yeah, more of this shit still going on, dude. We'll see. I don't think they're going to succeed in destroying Tucker Carlson. They're trying really hard, but I don't think they're going to succeed. This Tim Burchett seems pretty base. I've been seeing a lot of clips with him. So he's claiming Elon got kicked out because he was getting too close to exposing all the dark money from NGOs. Dude, it really seemed like Elon was on something there. And then we lost all that progress. It's so frustrating. It was like one of the happiest moments of the Trump administration was when Doge was in full swing. And it was like, yeah, there is a lot of corruption and we're taking care of it. And then it's like, oh, nope, you got to go.
What should happen to the Clintons?
They should be punished. We should get to the bottom of everything. We should find out where the money went. We should find out where the money went when they were down there in that island. Not just the Epstein island,
Haiti?
Haiti. But too many people got rich off this. Look, Benny, here's how it works. It's just the NGOs, and let's talk about them non-government organizations which are government. Just my bill to defund the Taliban. 1,000 NGOs, plus you add the UN, probably 3,000 NGOs. The money flows, and Elon Musk had it right. And that's why I think both parties shunned themselves from him, because he said, hey, that was NGOs, and money flows right back to Washington. And he told me, he said, I think it flows in the pockets of politicians. I mean, you had the ranking member of the committee I serve on that went through the bill to defund the Taliban, which
I know, guys, I can never play a Benny Johnson clip without people going, I hate Benny Johnson. This is not about Benny Johnson. This is more about what fucking, what's his face here says. I already forgot his name.
Still waiting in the Senate for
his fucking name. Burchett.
All kinds of confusion over there. They're fighting over the NGOs. The money, he told me the money flows right from your pockets to the dadgum NGOs. The NGOs, the money comes right back to Washington. And
I believe it 100%. I think we are getting ripped off monumentally. I don't think people understand the level of ripoff that's going on, that's happening to the taxpayers in this country.
In the form of dark money and in the pockets of politicians. That's why you're seeing Republicans go squishy on NGOs, because
same reason they went squishy on the Epstein files, because it's not a Democrat-Republican thing. It's a everybody thing.
They're shady as hell. They all are. I mean, if you're involved in it, they are. Not everybody up here is. Some of them are just willing idiots. They just go along to get along, so they know that they'll get their crumbs, and they don't really ask where they come from.
Do you think that that's what Elon found, and that's why he was run out of the city?
That's my theory. That's my theory, ultimately. I think he was getting too close. I don't know if he found the specifics yet, but I'd say he was right on it. He was right on it. And then you don't see the media wrap. And I know I got to get on. I got to go. I got to get out. I got to get to my deal. C-SPAN. I apologize. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. I mean, it's money, it's power, and it's arrogance. All those three things is what runs this town.
And that's what they're protecting, man. They're protecting their little fucking con of robbing taxpayers, dude. And both parties are going to protect that. And we got close. We kind of pulled back the curtain a little bit and saw a little bit of what was going on, but I don't know, man. If we could actually address it, it would be nice. It would be nice. Here's more from Tim Burchett.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Brian.
So lawmakers hold briefing on bill to ban stock trading by members of Congress. So I'm down. If this guy's going to talk about all the corruption going on, and I'd love this guy, because this is really what is not highlighted enough.
Asked me if I was going to wear my jacket up there, and I said, to quote the immortal words of Henry Winkler when he played the Fonz, I always rumble in this jacket, because that's what we're up against. This is a fist fight, folks. Now, first, I guess I need to thank Chairman Stiles and the committee.
All right, that was kind of cheesy, but I'll give him a pass.
The House Administration Committee for taking this up, because I realize what we're up against. I mean, this is, everybody talks about this place being a dadgum swamp. It's not a swamp. A swamp is something cool God created. It filters water. Animal life lives and flourishes around it. This is a sewer. This is created by man, and it needs to stop.
Bro, I would vote for this guy for president if he keeps this up. If he keeps these talking points up, and keeps calling out the corruption, I would vote for this fucking guy.
We've, for years, Congress has been using hardworking American taxpayers' money to get rich. Dadgum, it's got to stop. America knows what the heck's going on. Everybody wants to knock Pelosi. Heck, she's not even in the top 10. Get on that Unusual Whales site. This is pathetic, folks. We all know what's going on. Congress knows what the hell's going on, and it needs to stop. This body has been enriching itself on the taxpayers' dime for too dadgum long, and it's got to stop.
Hey, man.
This place is crooked and is crooked as a dog's leg. That's an old East Tennessee saying, but it's the truth, and it needs to stop. America knows what's going on. We're in committee meetings. We hear things before y'all do. We can make those connections. When you see a member of this body making 400, 500, 600 trades a year, you know something's wrong. Everybody ought to do like I do. I got my buddy Tommy Siler who invested in my mutual fund. I ended up having to cash it out because my daughter's going to school.
Yeah, it's not weird, guys, that people who make like $200,000 a year become fucking 100 millionaires. That's not weird. It makes perfect sense. You know, you make 200,000 a year and that just becomes 100 million within 10 years somehow.
Not a wealthy man, but look, this thing is broken and it needs to be fixed. And this is the right avenue to do it. And I want to say something. I'm going to get these guys mad at me, but I really don't care because they can't vote in my district. This thing ain't going to pass. If we're going to pass something in the House, and then guess what? The Senate will either, one, not take it up, or they'll come back in righteous indignation and say, oh, we need to make this stronger, something totally ridiculous, and they'll send it back to us. This is a scam that's being played on the American public, and it needs to stop. Let's quit with this nonsense. Let's give America a reason to trust Congress for once in our miserable lives. This is our chance to stand up and say, we hear what you're saying, America. We're going to fix this dadgum problem. But we probably won't do it. And I'll remain ticked off the rest of the day because of this. And it needs to stop. I want to thank all these folks, really. I joke around about it. You want to talk about something that, we all working together? Dadgummit, this is the issue.
She's got to stop saying, dadgummit. Dadgummit. I didn't know people still said that,
This is the issue where Democrats and Republicans. Dadgummit, if I can stand up here with these two. Yeah, these two. I mean, people back in East Tennessee are going, what in the heck's Burchett doing sitting next to Proud Paul, for goodness sakes? Well, I'm not going to beat her in her district, and she sure as heck ain't going to come down to East Tennessee and beat me. But this is an issue that America's united on. We ought to get behind this thing. You all in the press, it would make a hell of a lot of sense.
Yeah, he's right, though. It's not going to pass because they'll never, ever police themselves. Ever, ever, ever. Maybe I'll save this for the next. I've been wanting to watch this one. Who is Thomas Crooks? Have you guys seen this? So Tucker did a deep dive into Thomas Crooks' social media. Because remember they were saying Thomas Crooks, there was no social media. He's like a ghost. Well, not true. He actually had a social media. And it's pretty crazy because he does a flip in 2020. Like he goes from edgy right-wing guy to woke left-wing guy. And it's like, how does that happen? How do you make a flip like that all of a sudden in 2020? We might save this one for tomorrow because this is a longer one. Let's see what we got. We got 10 minutes left. This is another crazy one. We'll probably save this for tomorrow as well. Let's see. We got something that's shorter. Here we go. This one's a little shorter. Theo Von has gone rogue and Joe Rogan is worried. So apparently Theo Von is getting pretty, Israel pilled. And, I didn't even notice this little thread in the episode because I didn't watch all of it. I watched part of it. But, yeah, so it's too lazy to try.
There's photos of Nancy Pelosi with JFK. Think of that. That was before we didn't go to the moon.
Yeah.
It was 1963.
That was before Israel didn't kill him.
You think so?
I didn't say anything.
I heard you say Israel killed him.
You did?
That's what I heard.
Jamie, did you put something in this?
They didn't. They didn't do it. Oh, before Israel didn't do it. Oh, yeah. I see what you did. They got me.
So I guess this is why Theo's so worried about being shot. He's so worried about being assassinated. Theo is hurting. Well, I don't know if Theo is really hurting. Joe keeps saying he's hurting. I don't know if he really is hurting, though. Is he really hurting? I don't know.
How much longer does Israel let us stay alive, do you think? That's the big question.
Why are they...
What did you say? Is that AI?
What are you saying?
That's Sora?
The fuck are you saying?
I didn't say anything.
What are you saying?
Huh? Talking about Israel Adesanya.
Oh, Well, he loves you. Don't worry about it.
People just want to kind of keep these higher powers. They know what they're doing. It just starts to feel like the experiment, like we're just really seeing the experiment, you know? It's almost like, say you were playing the game Mario or something,
right?
And one day Mario, instead of just going this way on the screen, he fucking turns and looks at you, and he's like, I see what you're doing. That's what it feels like we are right now. Like we're looking at the people controlling everything, and we're like,
yeah.
Oh.
That's all because of the internet, dog.
That's a pretty good analogy, I think.
All right, so Theo Vaughn was just on Joe Rogan's podcast, and this was a wild episode. Theo was going off about Israel, Palantir, global surveillance, Epstein, and Rogan's handler, Peter Thiel, who Rogan had to defend a few times and try to calm Theo down because Theo was getting really worked up about this stuff. And Joe seemed kind of concerned about it, you know, because Joe said Theo started to spiral a few months ago. And then during this podcast, you could tell Joe definitely thought Theo was being way too paranoid. So Rogan had to push back a lot, which he rarely does anymore. But I think he's worried Theo's losing it. And he obviously doesn't like his guest talking bad about Peter Thiel and saying inflammatory stuff about Israel. Like, even with the Epstein files, now Rogan seems really uncomfortable talking about it since he knows a lot of people wrapped up in it. Like Peter Thiel, who downplayed his involvement with Epstein on Rogan's podcast. Also, his name was mentioned in the recent email drop. Epstein said it was fun meeting with him in 2014. So Rogan knows he has to be careful when talking about this stuff since he knows a bunch of people associated with Epstein, and him and Theo helped Trump get elected, which doesn't look good. So when Theo says the government is trying to protect pedophiles, Joe's like, do you really think that? And then he tries to change the...
We have to mute the word pedophile now. Maybe this is why I struggle with the algorithm, because I just... Like, you can't say suicide, you can't say pedophile, you can't say Jew. Everything's got to be fucking edited out now. Or the algorithm flags it and I won't get all the views I get. I hate this world we're living in. It really does drive me insane sometimes.
Subject.
You're setting, and they don't live in nice neighborhoods. You know, like now there's a lot of like billionaire files that our government protects and stuff. But back then.
You really think so?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what makes me nervous. I don't know.
I mean, they just had that thing that came out about the Trump Epstein thing the other day. That whole thing's just a kickball at this point, I feel like.
Bro, have you ever seen that video of me and Tim Dillon where Tim Dillon is laying out the scandal that took place in like...
Yeah, so Rogan's in too deep, and Theo kind of is too. That's why he's losing his shit. You know, because he thinks the U.S. government and Israel are protecting pedophiles, spying on everyone with Palantir, and it sounds like are even having people assassinated, which is pretty wild considering he had on Trump, who's obviously connected to Epstein, and Thiel was...
Is it wild? Is it pretty wild? Is it wild? Too lazy to try? Well, what do you think too lazy to try? What's your opinion?
It's one of his first big donors, and he tapped Palantir to make a database on every American, and he's also very pro-Israel and likes Netanyahu. Also, Theo had on J.D. Vance twice, who's a Thiel plant, and Theo's friends with Jared Kushner, who's connected to Epstein, Netanyahu, and Thiel. So if he actually believes that's what's going on, he's flying really close to the sun, and I don't think he can handle it. You know, if you're going to be calling out Epstein, Israel, and Palantir, I don't know if you want to be hanging out with J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, and Jared Kushner. Because, I mean, now it sounds like Theo's...
So I think he had a dinner with them. He interviewed them. So that means they're best friends now. And Theo can't have his own opinion. Every opinion has to align with J.D. Vance's opinion. What are we saying?
Really paranoid, and he thinks people are trying to take him out. Because also right after Charlie Kirk got assassinated, the DHS put out that video with him in it, which caused him to get a lot of backlash and death.
I will die on this hill. That was a fire video, bro. That was a fire video. I mean, it sucks for Theo. I understand what his problem was, but that was such a good video.
Threats. And the way he was talking about all this stuff during the podcast, it seems like he might believe that video was meant to be a threat or a warning or something. You know, like they're trying to scare him from talking about certain topics or people. Also, Theo said he's been hanging out with Candace Owens recently, and you know she's definitely putting these ideas in his head.
A lot of people think that Luigi was like some MK Ultra thing. That they tricked him and hypnotized him and got him to go in and shoot that guy.
Well, I think there's a lot of that going on. And yes, I did have dinner at Candace Owens' house recently, so maybe...
That explains a lot. If Theo is hanging out with Candace, well, that explains a lot.
Homeland Security? Was that what it was?
Yeah, just put it up online. And it was
it
after
Homeland
the Charlie
Security?
Kirk thing. Yeah. And so then I was like super scared, you remember?
Yeah.
Remember, I was texting like you. I was just texting people to make sure everybody's okay. I didn't know if they were like just going to kill people that had been on TikTok or whatever. Like, I had no idea what they were going to do.
I just can't believe they did that with you, where they just put it in there as if like you were endorsing that.
Well, it just kind of, and it was just a scary time. That was the same time as after the Charlie Kirk
greenlit
thing.
that? Who greenlit that?
Who, too lazy to try?
Spocko super
Seems to work
chatted
for him.
$1.99. This guy needs a speech therapist.
Bro, there's a trend on YouTube where like one guy who talks one way, he gets a lot of views, and then everybody starts sounding like him. I forget who it was, but there was like this British fucking guy who did all these like drama videos, and then like everybody's drama video, they just copy the way he talks, and it's all that like fucking long, extended like. When they talk, it's like, oh, like the last syllable is like dragged out, like really long. And everybody copies that. I'm too lazy to try. I don't know, man. Maybe like I find the way he talks annoying. But I think there's a lot of people that talk like him who probably like it. You know, a lot of California liberal types.
It's like, that's not how you envisioned the government. The government made a hype video.
Yeah, they were making like deportation hype videos with trap beats and shit. And I was
Uptalk,
like,
yeah, Uptalk, I think is what it's called.
What are we doing? That's what I'm saying.
There's a little like Valley Girl, like where they whatever the last noise they make, it's like they just drag it out, you know.
Thing is turned into like the WWE. It's none of it's real.
It's 100% that Mike Judge movie. It's Idiocracy.
Oh, Idiocracy, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was scary, man. Because then I got because there was just like a lot of threats, and then things got like then it was just kind of that made me kind of paranoid.
And then Theo said he had a breakdown at a doctor's appointment because someone working there was a fan and tried to give him a gift, and then someone took a picture of him outside, so he freaked out and he maybe thought he was being spied on or something.
Is Theo back on the booger sugar? I mean, it sounds like he's got a little drug-induced paranoia going on from what everybody's saying. I don't know. I mean, the Charlie Kirk thing, that did scare a lot of people.
Somebody was after him or something.
They saw themselves in Charlie Kirk. You know, someone who's opinionated online, who a lot of people hate, and it's like, oh, they do this to this guy. Somebody could do it to me.
So Rogan had to spend a lot of time during this podcast trying to calm him down and tell him it's not the end of the world. And this is the most pushback he's given a guest in a while. Like when they started talking about Palantir and Peter Thiel, Rogan got really defensive because Thiel's been getting a lot of backlash recently. And Joe gets really annoyed that his comedy friends keep making fun of his billionaire tech friends. Like he also got pissed that his friends were calling Elon Musk a Nazi.
I have friends that are comedians that called you a Nazi, and I got pissed off.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Like not
definitely
as a
Nazi.
joke?
No, because you did that thing at the. My heart goes
But
out
like
to you.
everyone who's
everyone, all of them,
literally.
Tim Walz.
So Rogan hates comedians bashing Elon and Thiel because Rogan's completely sold out to them.
Or they're his friends? Is that possible that he could? I mean, Rogan's a very powerful fucking guy. He's friends with Elon. He's friends with Peter. He's friends with fucking everybody he wants to be friends with. But yeah, it's because he's sold out. It's because he's their bitch, and not because he's friends with them.
And is totally ready to embrace AI, mind reading, and transhumanism.
But I agree. That part, that always sketched me out when Rogan's like, he does seem a little too happy about the cocoon. We were like in a cocoon, and the butterfly is going to be the AI, and we're gonna merge. And it's like, dude, Rogan, you sound kind of crazy. But you know, I mean, whatever. Everybody's allowed to have their own fucking views.
Like he randomly started talking about how humans are going to go extinct soon.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, Thiel gets a lot of shit, but he's 100% right. Then he starts defending him from everybody claiming he's evil.
I mean, there's a chance that Rogan's right as well, too. Like, you see what's going on with Neuralink. 10, 20, 30 years from now, I mean, there might be a fucking situation where people are getting, you know, merged with the AI, getting brain chips, becoming half android. I could see that happening.
Evil, which is probably what Theo thinks. You know, he doesn't say anything bad about him here, but afterwards he goes off about Palantir, which gets pretty awkward. And then also Candace Owens probably has Theo convinced that Peter Thiel is a human hybrid that's already merged with technology and AI.
And look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you know, like when my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know, I'm not going to stab them.
That sounds pretty schizophrenic. Candace is, yeah, good old Candace. A lot of people are like, I see a lot of people talking about like Candace being hot, and I just don't see it, dude. I don't see it. I mean, she's skinny, she's in like good shape. I get it, but I don't know. Something about Candace. I just don't see the hotness there. You guys think Candace is hot? Huh? I don't care for Candace, but that's a fair point. Yeah, I mean, clearly they're humans, dude. But I don't know. I guess maybe we're living in They Live, and you know, the aliens have already taken over, and the elites are the aliens, and they're just trying to keep us in control. Maybe that's the reality, you know. Which that's a good movie. If you've never seen They Live, that's a fucking classic. You need to go see that. I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I don't hate Candace. I you know, I think she's kind of nuts. Or maybe she's not nuts. She's just, you know, going for whatever angle gets the most views. I don't know. I'm not a fan, not a huge fan. I don't think she's attractive. You know, there's a lot of people who think she's attractive, and I just don't get that. But, you know, everybody's got their own tastes. She aight. Okay. I mean, yeah, she's not ugly. I guess the way to put it is she's not my type. Okay. It's not that she's black, because there's a lot of black girls that are my type. But she's not my type. I don't know why. I don't know. But yeah, let's wrap it up, guys. Let's wrap it up. We're at 2 hours. I'm doing a lot of these shows. I got to try to keep it at 2 hours. Got to save some stuff for tomorrow so I don't run out of stuff to talk about. But yeah, hope you guys had fun. Smash the thumbs up if you haven't got two away from 100. Thank you guys for the support. You guys rock. Thank you everybody that sent super chats. Links in the description. If you know, still time to become a member. If you want to support the channel, links are in the description. Also join the Discord and come say hi to me. I'm on there. It's free. Okay, you don't got to pay nothing. I think people thought you had to pay for the Discord. No, you don't have to. Discord's free. It's open for everybody. As long as you're cool and you don't start shit with anybody. Yeah, you're welcome. So thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Much love. Much love. Thank you, Andy, who's been a member for 69 months.
Became a member. Andy's Random Edits celebrates 69 months of membership. 69 hashtag no Diddy.
That's a long time, dude. That's 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. That's fucking 5 years and 9 months, Andy. That's 5 years and 9 months. That's like early 2020, Andy. Thank you, Andy. Andy, dude, that's a long time. Andy is the first member. If I remember right, when I opened up memberships, Andy was the first person to become a member. And he still is. Andy's the man. Andy's the man. Thank you, Andy. Hope you're doing good. Go check out his channel. Andy, you still making edits? You still making edits, Andy? He's made some pretty funny edits. So go check his channel out. Andy's Random Edits. You still doing edits, Andy? You still making the edits, bro? I got to check your channel out. Much love, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a great night, okay? Take care, everybody.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch.
Thank you, Rabbitstein. Good night, all. Great stream. Thank you, Rabbits. Thank you for the 10, brother. See you guys next time.
That you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.